everyone, we're Group 4. Today, we're going to give a brief introduction about the TV series, The Good Place, as well as sharing some of our philosophical inspirations and opinions after watching the series. Without further ado, let's get started. The Good Place is a unique TV sitcom that aired from 2016 to 2020. The show follows the story of Eleanor, who finds herself in the afterlife's good place after her death. However, she soon realizes that she doesn't belong there due to her memorial questionable life on Earth. With the help of her ethical philosopher soulmates, Chitty, and other characters like a special being, Michael and Janet, a helpful informational assistant, Eleanor embarks on a journey of self-improvement. The Good Place is known for its clever and philosophical explorations of ethics, morality, and what it means to be a good person. The show blends humor with deep questions, offering thought-provoking insights into human nature and the afterlife. Its witty dialogue, unexpected plot twists, and characters earn critical acclaim and dedicated fan base. The Good Place is maintained a high level of creativity and originality, keeping viewers engaged until its satisfying conclusion. It's a show that not only entertains but also challenges viewers to reflect on their own lives and actions, making it outstanding in the realm of television comedy. A brief introduction to the main characters in The Good Place. Michael is an otherworldly being who serves as the architect of the afterlife neighborhood in The Good Place. He's charming, sophisticated, and initially appears to be kind. However, his true intentions are gradually proved throughout the series. Eleanor is a morally questionable woman. She struggles with the concept of being in a good place, given her past behavior, but she is determined to become a better person. Fun fact: the actress who played Eleanor is also the voice actress of the Princess Anna in the well-known Disney movie, Frozen. Chitty is a philosopher professor. He's Eleanor's assigned soulmate in the afterlife, tasked with teaching her ethics and helping her improve as a person. Despite his own insecurities, Chitty is deeply committed to his principles and strives to do what is right, often to his own mind. I will now yield my time to Kenny for more introduction of the main characters.
Zhang Yu initially poses as a Taiwanese monk named Zhang Yu in The Good Place. However, there is something we still didn't know about him, the true identity of him. Tahani is an elegant and wealthy socialite who fundraises for numerous charities. She constantly seeks validation and recognition for her good deeds, despite harboring insecurities and feeling of inferiority. Janet, an AI assistant who knows everything in this universe. She can also provide anything the residents of The Good Place ask for. The series also explores a question: what is heaven? When happiness becomes eternal, will happiness still be real happiness? In the series, the protagonists are initially excited that they come to a truly good place. It is not until they find that everyone's eyes are dull and they have lost the ability to think due to long-term enjoyment that they understand the true meaning of heaven. It is to give people a choice. They can choose to enjoy themselves in a good place, or they can choose to end a perfect life forever. This made me realize that the happiness seen in life is not necessarily having to worry about food and clothing. The happening thing in life is that we have the ability to choose how we should live our lives. At the end of the series, all the protagonists except Mike chose their best destination. Chidi, Eleanor, and Jason ended their lives successfully. Tahani became the administrator of the afterlife, and Mike became a real human being as he wished. I think this is the most perfect end. Maybe this is a real paradise for them. Next.
After watching The Good Place, one of the points I think is worth thinking about is that the world cannot only be defined by good and evil, right and wrong. That is, there are no criteria to value whether a person is good or not. The standard itself is a border zone. Good and bad are always the primary criteria when judging a person, and people subconsciously categorize others into good and bad people. However, most people are in the middle of the fuzzy zone. The term good refers to behaviors that are positive, caring, and kind to help others. On the other hand, bad refers to behaviors that are evil, selfish, and harmful to others. Nevertheless, good and bad are not absolute concepts, and human behavior is not purely good or bad. Relatively speaking, there are two sides to morality depending on different cultures, ideas, and backgrounds. People are often self-limiting and unwilling to open their hearts and minds to everything. In reality, there are good and bad people, but the vast majority of people fall somewhere in between. They are in the fuzzy zone, neither good nor bad. Sometimes they do good deeds, and sometimes they act as the bad guy for the time being due to the consideration of interest. After all, people are all selfish. After all, we are all selfish. It is very difficult to define the standards of the fuzzy zone. Perhaps it is only for self-interest and not intentionally do something detrimental to others, and then they are judged as bad or evil, which leads to more and more people starting to subconsciously defend themselves against others at the first sight, thinking that they are not good people, which is a very inconceivable thing to think about. There are many ways to resolve conflicts with people in this vast ambiguous zone. The first and foremost is to understand and respect the people in this area, as they must have their reasons for doing what they do. And from the outside to face the actions of others with a more kind heart. Not only can ease each other's tit for tat, but also to avoid the internalization of the self-emotion. Furthermore, by allowing yourself to choose more kind behaviors, and by cultivating good values, you can promote goodwill as a force for social development. At the same time, when faced with ethical choices, it is important to be more successful to pursue higher ethical standards and create a more peaceful world. Now, we will have Laura to elaborate more on the philosophical dilemmas that are worth discussing.
So the next question we're going to discuss is, does doing good things really makes you a good person? So from the beginning of the series, the story of The Good Place revolves around one key point. The people here are all good people. However, the protagonist, Eleanor, was not a good person at all when she was alive. She was selfish, she was sarcastic, she even worked for a company that she knew was selling fake drugs to scam the elderly. So when Michael, the builder of the good place, tells Eleanor that she is in a place where only the good people can come, she knows right away that there has been a mistake. And in order to avoid being discovered and sent to the bad place, she chooses to keep the truth from the world and asks her soulmate from the good place, Chidi, to keep her secret and help her to become a better person. Nevertheless, the question here is, can Eleanor really become a good person after Chidi's lesson? Does positive actions really make Eleanor a good person, even though her initial motive is corrupt? What makes this show so special is that it defines good people differently from the popular definition of good people. People who always do good things and help others are not always categorized as good people in the show, such as Picasso, who ends up in a bad place. The results are often unexpected. Though the question mentioned earlier are indeed a tricky one to answer, we have come up with a solution. That is, a true good action came from the bottom of a person's heart. When people do good deeds, they do them from the joy of helping others. Good actions doesn't really mean kind hearts. It is the true motive of the people who take actions that really matters. So next up, we are going to share about our own personal opinions when finished watching this TV series. So, The Good Place is not only a hilarious comedy, but also a profound exploration of human nature, morality, and meaning. The main character, Eleanor, arrives at the good place, a seemingly perfect paradise because of a series of moral choices. However, as the play progresses, we realize that the so-called paradise is not so pure and unblemished. Though the struggles of the characters and the twists and turns of the plot, the audience is not only taken on a joyous adventure, but also forced to think about their own morals and code of conduct. The growth and transformation of Eleanor and the rest of the characters brings up to a deeper realization of the complexity of human nature. Each character has their own secrets, their own flaws, but it is these flaws that makes them look real and lovable. At the same time, the play also reveals the dark side of human nature, making the audience face their own inner shadows. After watching A Good Place, I realized that the morality is not a black and white issue, but rather a complex range of gray areas. Everyone faces moral choices in life, and these choices may not always be wise or right. However, it is these choices that shape our personality and character. Therefore, this drama is not only entertaining but also a reflection of human nature. Make me and the audience think deeply about their own actions and their own values in life. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.